As a real estate agent, you can't sell houses forever and expect to retire magically. You need a retirement plan, therefore you need a retirement team. I'm Voltaire Lepe, CEO of Lepe Temo Properties, top 1% agent in San Diego County. And in this series, it's called How to Build Your Dream Team for Retirement. We're gonna interview several different professionals that you need as a realtor in order to retire one day. Financial planner, estate planner, a lender, and a bunch of other people. So please tune in, listen to this, and retire one day.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us again in our continued series on how to retire by creating a real estate retirement team for all you real estate agents. I'm Voltaire Lepe, CEO of Lepe Temo Properties, top 1% agent in San Diego County. And today we're here with Ray Chavez from Farmers Insurance. Ray, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so Ray, for a real estate agent who's trying to retire, why should they have someone like yourself on their team?
Well, Voltaire, I believe that the biggest thing is the liability issue. We want to make sure that, and I'll touch on a couple things, that they have the right liability limits. For example, car insurance. We want to make sure that they just don't have what the law requires, which is 1535. If there's an accident and they cause bodily injury or property damage, we want to make sure that they're going to protect their wealth by having enough insurance to cover whatever bodily injury or property damage they offer. So that's one of the things that we look at here at Farmers, is making sure that the customer has the right liability limits to protect their wealth. The other example.
So you mentioned 15, 30, and 5, I think. So that means that if there's an accident and it's more than $15,000, you're not covered, or how does that work?
That is correct. So if the insured has only what the law requires, and let's say they cause bodily injury, and now there's $50,000, $100,000 worth of bodily injury, that's a liability to them, and they're going to go after their wealth. They're going to go after their assets. So the insurance has no issue if it's your fault, paying out a claim, but they're only going to pay out according to those limits. So I always recommend, for example, that a customer has at least 250,000, 500,000, property damage at 250,000. If they only have that 5,000 property damage and they hit a Mercedes 2025 series, I mean, they might not even cover the bumper for that. And they can get sued.
Great. So the first example is your car insurance. You may be
insured,
covered, underinsured. So great example. What's the next way that maybe a real estate agent, when they're trying to retire, they could get blindsided by something? What's the second example you have?
The type of liability they have covered in their home. For example, if they own rental properties, we offer what we call a landlord protector. The landlord protector protects you from many things, but there's two that are my favorite that coincide with protecting your wealth, and that's making sure you have also the right liability limit and the protection against the type of liability that you might come across. So we offer, for example, if the tenant is injured in the property and it's because the owner was negligent in some way, then they're going to go after the landlord. And you always want to make sure that your policy covers your tenant liability as well as any other outside liability. So that's extremely important.
So I think it's extremely important, 2 points that you bring up, because if you're a real estate agent and what you've learned from the series is, in order to create wealth, you need to have cash assets, stock assets, and then real estate assets to retire one day. So if they're not properly covered through insurance, then you're risking your retirement. So thanks a lot, Ray, for all the great information. It was a pleasure. And if you guys have any questions on how you could be fully protected, covered, insured, and then that way you could retire successfully, please reach out to Ray, put him as part of your retirement team, or you can reach out to me with any questions See you guys next time.
Thank you for asking me to join.